Alright guys, welcome back to episode 7 of my crafting only let's play. As you can see, I got my first build block here. This is definitely so far the most expensive single block that I've made. As you'll remember from a few episodes ago, this guy needed quite a bit of stuff. Let's check that out again. It was a metal grill, 6 ship cores, a faction module, a salvage computer, and an astro technician. So yeah, it's not really that bad. The only main fairly expensive thing is the 6 ship cores, which require 36 crystal circuits and a total of 36 metal grills. So that's like, oh, that's quite a bit of metal meshes, because each grill is 6 metal meshes. So that's where the expensive stuff comes from this guy. But I finally got one. I've been taking advantage. Let's get it in the build. Oh, where am I? And so yeah, as you can see, I have expanded Clark's vision here quite substantially. As I was getting tired of since I got the build block, you know, I said let's do this. Let's start making some stuff, because I made this little section here all in astronaut mode. But now with the build block, you gotta take advantage. So it's still fairly empty on the inside. I've really only done some decorative work, like on the roof and stuff like that, and gave it a nice little I don't know, just like a little outpost out here. I want to have like a nice little Plex storage or a Plex lifter system coming all the way up, so a nice little like elevator system. And honestly, I'm really wanting something like fence or railing or whatever, just something to kind of complement the or Starmade's version of Minecraft fences, because many times I want to make like some walkways or something. Like here, I'd like to put fences here. Like here, I just kind of put some more dolam stone. But yeah, like this area, I'd like to have it like, just like kind of fenced or railing or something like that. Just more decorative stuff. But anyway, another thing, guys, these light blocks that we found in the other episode or in the last update or whatever, these things are amazing, man. Like, look at this. Like, look how illuminated this area is, and all I really have is just the light, all these light bars on just like the outlines. Like they're just going up here and going around along the roof there, and that's it. I have some ice crystals here, but yeah, I mean, just look at how this entire enclosed area is totally illuminated just using relatively simple materials. That is absolutely awesome. For example, I got some more white rods here. These guys were really cheap. I like that. It's for what it is, I think it's good. So it was just one little parson capsule. You would get 10 of these for each parson ore that you find, or that might be a crystal. I don't remember. I think they're crystals actually. Yeah. So yeah, that's really awesome, guys. Definitely check out those rods, because there's quite a few of them now. Let's see here. We got beacon rod, black rod, blue rod, green rod, orange rod, purple, red, white, yellow. So that's really awesome, and each one has their own. I guess they correspond to one of the colored crystal shards. So that is a really nice decorative addition. Honestly, I'm really digging that. Like, this guy is. I don't think I would have probably had to spam Plex lighting all over the place to really illuminate this guy in this manner previously. I guess I don't know if that's the new light blocks or the new lighting mechanics, the new lighting ray tracing system he's got, that Scheme has got going on, or if it's a combination of the two things, like these light blocks and stuff. But it's awesome. Honestly, I'm really digging this a lot. So anyway, so that's Clark's vision for now. Just added some more macro assemblies here. Got a couple more Plex storages for my different materials here. I went out and harvested. I've been mining at a couple of planets. I'm going to show you guys what's going on with the Exodus right now. There's some really crazy stuff going on there. But yeah, another thing I found. Glass. The glass is really just too expensive, to be honest with you. Like, glass. Let's see here. It's 120 Nox capsules and a metal mesh to make 1 bit of glass. And honestly, that's quite expensive, because like it's not so bad for holes. Like here, I'm making holes as well. Like, look, I got like 250 hole. That's pretty good, not bad. But because the holes, they take up the rocks, the new rocks, right? Like, it takes this stuff. So this is obviously a lot easier to come by than like the shards and stuff like that. And again, I have a bunch now. I'm gonna show you what's going on there. Um, but yeah, this stuff is actually a lot harder to get than the rocks. So the glass having the same requirements, like it really takes a lot of this stuff just to make some glass. So that's just kind of like a little complaint of mine. Something I'd like to see change in the crafting system. That and the fact that that when you make a wedge, like if I were to make, let's see here, wedge, gray wedge, where is it? Here we go. And let's just throw like whatever, two of these guys in here. We throw in two, and instead of like cutting the block in half or whatever, like you know, like half slabs in Minecraft or whatever, it just each block gets converted into one wedge. So it's kind of I don't know. It feels like to me like there's, you know, I lost like half the materials here. I should have four instead of two, since I converted two blocks and they basically got cut in half diagonally. So yeah, it's just another little thing I'd like to see changed in the crafting system. Obviously, it's a brand new crafting system. You know, it's still got a lot of things to iron out. So it's totally understandable that you know, that there would be some issues like that. So that's not really a big worry. I'm sure it's all going to get settled out soon. Or in the next few updates. But anyway, let me go and show you guys now what's going on with this bad boy here. This is the this is no longer the Exodus. From here on out, he will no longer be known as the Exodus, because even though the game won't let me change the actual name itself, but I'm just going to pretend in my head, as I often do, that his name from here forth shall be known as the Devourer of Worlds. Because this thing is absolutely amazing. Basically, I got a message, or I got another little bombshell tip from Funny Bunny, and he basically mentioned how you can link salvage cannons to antimatter cannons, or I think these are just called cannon barrels now, so just cannons. Yeah, you can link salvage cannons to cannons, and if you link them at a 1-to-1 ratio, you get, first of all, these guys act as if they were groups. Like if you remember in my other episode, like the previous remodel of the Exodus, I had four large cannons, salvage cannons, with 13 units in each row, right? So I had 4 rows or 4 arrays with 13 salvage cannons in each array, and I wasn't, you know, it took a lot of. Here I'm using like half the amount of salvage cannons, more or less, that I had previously, and I'm just getting so much more power. These guys are faster than the other ones with 13 units, and on top of that, as if that wasn't enough, the real kicker is that it consumes much less energy. So you'll see that I obviously have a lot of power blocks here. That's just because I have a lot of individual arrays. But you have to keep in mind that each individual array is using much less energy than if I were to have, you know, something like with this many arrays and like 12 blocks out, or not. If I were to unlink the cannon computer, actually, let's do that right now. Watch. Let's get into this guy. Was I in, or what am I doing? Here we go. Let's go in. Flight mode. Let's fire. As you can see down there, it says about like 10,000 energy consumption. And let me go to full screen here, actually, because I'm playing window. There we go. So now I can see my my little bar down there. It says 10,600 and something. If I go into build mode and we unlink, let's unlink the cannon computer. Now, if I were to fire everything, boom, it goes up to like look at that consumption, 50,000. It said 50,000 a second. That's just insane. So. So you link a cannon computer with the same amount of antimatter cannons or cannon barrels or whatever you want to call them. Like here are all my cannons. I just kind of basically alternated between power blocks and cannons here. And it just, I mean, it makes your salvage cannons shoot 10 times faster and use like practically like 10 times less energy. So this is now the Devourer of Worlds, because it is an ultra compact version of my my salvage array from my other single player world, where I basically had unlimited resources, and I just went crazy making a massive salvage array. And this little bastard, made in creative only now, is actually more powerful or faster than him. Like my other one was larger. It was actually has a larger array, but the consumption rate is still slower, and it has like 10 in each. I mean, it's basically this is insane. Honestly, I'm not sure what to make of it. From one point of view, it's awesome because now I can really. I'm getting a bit of lag there because I'm uploading episode 6 currently. I figured I'd record 7 while I upload 6. Um, but yeah, like look how fast I can mine an entire freaking asteroid now. Like before I didn't think I was gonna be able to do this for like at least a good while. Like let's see how fast. Look at how fast like I can just consume this entire guy here. And I later on I took this guy to a planet. I've been harvesting at a planet, and that's how I got so many ores. You saw I have like over 10,000 of that red ore. I went to a planet and I just started mining onto one of the tectonic plates or segments or whatever they're calling them. And I just sat there for like 30 minutes just chowing away with this guy, and I ended up with like 10,000 of that red ore. And it was insane. It's absolutely, I mean, look how fast I'm just tearing through this asteroid. So honestly, I'm not sure if this is kind of like an imbalance in the game, maybe something that might want to get looked into, because honestly, I think, I mean, again, from one point of view, since things are really expensive to craft, I guess having a system like this early on kind of does make sense, because you are going to be needing to salvage a shitload of stuff. Like seriously, like you're really like, if they're going to leave the recipes as they are right now, then okay, I'm good with this, because this is because I guess this does make sense. Like it took me about a week to be able to have the materials to build something like this, because I basically scrounged all my materials to make something like this after Funny Bunny had given me that tip. And yeah, it's definitely been a game changer for me. So now let's go to this guy, because I want to get some more ice for some more of those ice crystals. Every 100 ice gives you one ice crystal, so that's cool. You can see it's already been kind of halfway eaten from my previous excursions out here. But now I can just consume the entire thing within, I don't know, 30-40 seconds. It's pretty crazy. And I'm using virtually no energy. Like you'll see, like my energy isn't going down, because I basically calculated it out. I got just enough energy regen to cancel out the usage of the cannon, so my energy always stays full. Which is cool, because I kind of got tired of constantly running out of energy. And another thing I noticed was another bug, and this one seems to be that, like remember in one of the other episodes I showed that if you're salvaging and you run out of energy, if you keep holding down the salvage button, it's gonna keep shooting. It just keeps salvaging. But in this case, now in the last version, if that happens to you, your ship will not stop firing at all. So I let go of my mouse button, and my salvage beams just continue to fire endlessly. Like I could actually get out of my ship and like fly around it, and the thing was still shooting. Something I've never seen happen before. The only way I was able to really stop that, because I couldn't stop it, didn't matter what I pressed on my mouse or anything, it just continuously like just got stuck in fire mode. So I would get into my into build mode in the ship, and if I just removed one of the salvage cannons and then hit undo, it would stop it from firing. It like reset the ship or whatever, and then my energy would charge back up, because it wouldn't let me do anything. I couldn't even move, because my things were constantly firing. And the energy was staying at zero, as if it was constantly being used and couldn't generate new energy. So there wasn't any energy to power the thrusters. So it's basically rendered me useless until I removed a salvage cannon in build mode. So yeah, just another little thing to watch out there. So yeah, honestly, that's pretty much more or less all I've got for you guys right now. I just thought that this was really crazy. Oh, look at Clark's vision. I can actually see it from a distance now. Before it was just that little, it's funny, whenever I'd fly up to it, I'd just see a little blue dot of blue. But now since I added that larger factory room, you can see it from farther away. But yeah, sorry, I was talking about this stuff. This is crazy. Honestly, I really don't know what to make of this. If this, because again, I guess if they're gonna keep the recipes as they are, because right now some things are fairly expensive, like especially thrusters, like these guys. These guys take 3 power cubes each, and I don't even remember what else. I think like an energy storage unit and stuff like these. Like thrusters are ridiculously expensive, to be honest with you. They're much more expensive than I was expecting, and what I think is really necessary, because even for this guy, I don't know, maybe I guess it makes sense from a certain balance point of view, but it just kind of seemed overly unnecessary to me. But anyway, if they're going to keep stuff like this, or if they're going to keep stuff that expensive, then I guess I'm fine with being able to make a salvaging array this simply, because again, you're going to need really a lot of to mine a lot of resources. So it's really you're really going to be having to consume, like, if you really want to make a large ship, you're probably going to need to consume like hundreds of asteroids just to make all of the different blocks, all the hulls, hardened hulls, power, energy, shields. Like, again, I've been playing it for about a week now, and this is pretty much all my blocks, for more or less all the blocks I've been able to make, plus the stuff that you saw on my space station. So yeah, it took me more or less about a week, but I've been playing you know, not in with a salvaging array this massive or fast. So I guess I amassed these materials in a week of using non-combined or non-linked salvage arrays. So this is definitely pretty crazy. Now I'm definitely going to be able to get a lot more resources a lot faster like this, and it means that I'll be able to really start making a larger ship. So yeah, who knows how the crafting system is going to turn out. That's just my opinions on it. Like, I feel like this is, depending on how the crafting system turns out, this could either be too much or just enough. So we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'm going to try and build some more stuff to Clark's vision. Now that I have the build block and I got my freaking resources, I'm really gonna try and make things, take this to the next level now. Try and I know I'm never gonna be able to make any of those massive space station stuff, but I always wanted to kind of make something more like I'm thinking of like the Unimatrix complex from Star Trek, the Borg like home constellation or continent or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's basically like a series of buildings just kind of interlocking. You know, they got a bunch of bridges, or just kind of a random mesh of buildings and bridges and stuff like that. So I figured I just might as well build in that manner, more so to speak, instead of just making like a large space station with thousands of holes and stuff, because I'll never really be able to get those materials reasonably in, at least not yet. So I'd prefer to build like that in a kind of an OdraNoel Unimatrix complex or something like that. Just kind of a series of buildings and different shapes and stuff like that, all connected through bridges and tubes and stuff like that. I'm going to try and take advantage of the fact that we're in space and that the gravity is null here, so you can make all sorts of funky different shapes and not have it really feel so awkward. I'm still kind of in my Minecraft esque building building traits or whatever. There's a building very similar to what I've made would have made in Minecraft, obviously, but so it's kind of hard to adapt sometimes. You know, if you're really used to Minecraft, you're used to making structures like, you know, down up. So it's going to be interesting to try and make some things that are more zero gravity friendly, I guess, since we're in space, and it doesn't really make all that much sense to have ground up buildings in this manner. But you know, I like it. I'm probably gonna go for a mix of both. I'll probably have my own like some zero G areas, and then just kind of have the Unimatrix complex type stuff all around. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to give you an update on Clark's vision here and this massive salvaging monstrosity that I've got going on now. So I hope you guys are having fun, and I really hope you guys are enjoying this game as much as I am. Honestly, this is to me the next generation in gaming, man. I'm really having a blast in this game. Starmade, it's the best. All right, guys, see you next episode. OdraNoel out.